There's some will be a Aquabamra RATVGHS so but what this help subscribe now we me adomans fani na eto or send be update we the bet to biano one side to me aka ebusia for trend stories in the so a couple of days near you share I was a particular channel we so ye best also the comment no e be na share now near so inside to me enkebi ebusa for na dey osha many asdaje papa because in the you to far ye ko Nigeria ye ko alata mu na Ebusafo, say, if last week, Eddie Benina from this particular week and Gazano, a Nigerian election 2023 elections are, or share the way election acquire. We are say afane now be a I mean, Nigeria election Gazana are dying Ukraine war. Or share the way election acquire to say yes. Nibre eya aba na ebusuafo eye European Union so omo de omo adwen channel so omo de omo so adwen kakra ade abeto abonte omo kire omo adwen kakra de afa Nigeria election we de ho update ebebro san so na eye results abwa aba from all the states and as a states now omo timi present omo results e da koma eye INEC no so no so de ho update e de ebebro e this particular channel we see the updates bebre na na ede ebeba send oman for eka send na old president and as a former president so eka and so dey update no ede brought but more than say we stay tuned now subscribe to the channel no me adomana for nyina to all send be ya update ni nyina no dey ye more ede ema me kai mo eso ese coming Saturday and na Christian Achu ne 1 week celebration no ye dey also update ede everybody but one say o mess na obe subscribe to the channel no na we me adoma so dey nyina to all say na be ya update ni nyina no obetimi agate update na bibia tumi akọ kama ebusuafo ye be sha aside ya o say from last week ede ba nyina no Nigeria shomo about Asia na enye easy kura na sometimes ankasa no Africans no na foreigners na say quite oboni ohun ye say ye ni made ye because ye election ye to aba na after the abato ni mangazangasan say obi e wan right or the koto aba e de amake mepe esimesi A mepe esimesi B mepe esimesi C no there be Nigeria de there be omo no mekireo ni pakwa to aba no fama no meanwhile no African countries no yaje ye ho afi colonization mu so what ya say yetumi abomode yaje ye ho afi ye colonial masters insem se say ye right so what ya say kebima min kebi democracy but untumi feel pe wana say untumi wangasa say right awon untumi enjoy say right awo de betimi de ato aba ama obi a wo susu say obetimi ede edi wanim for the next 4 years eda yenim no sometimes minim the way I am ran ayana one omoda nim no na say legislation body na nkatankasa minim how omutimi hwe say embrana and say constitution na after say yetimi agi ye ho afiye colonial masters nsem no ye betimi ejiaso na say ye betimi ahwe say bibia betimi akoso pe say na ebe ya obi a betimi enjoy the freedom and the right. For instance, so Ghana hanim say ya Ghana hanim say no ya say obia I want a right so what you say right to talk, right to education, right to one right in bebre obia I want a right one am krabeti man and right to work obia between freedom of speech ne sa na manema ni nyina e wo honom ni nyina wo constitution no say we say obia betimi idea and exercise ne right and so betimi enjoy ne right constitution no timi assign to so what you say say na be ya won so betimi feel free now so betimi express wadwen won so e wona say kebima min kebi no obetimi ayeden a kire wadwen e wo honom enu nti na ye to aba na ye vote say okay obi ankoto nipa a osusu say obetimi ayeden aboa no say na be the next 4 years e da ye nimu no nipa na betimi edi wanim na nyema hwehwe ewo eye oman ni mu no won so set ma ye de aka ndwuma so ati say bia makwan be ye so ati sikasem bibia ekoso oman ni nyina no san okendifo no betime de manim se na be ya bibia betime de akoso pepe odu Nigeria ngasa no ye hu mo say ebedu election bia na adan wo what share previous years elections now from 2012 at the Benina no elections on we na a war. So now you hoping for 2023 say okay this particular year no a very peaceful one but you create work around fan home. We should you see abro binum all because of say me kwakoto aba e de ama esimesi e. See as I write no Nigeria unni sa write ni bi. I was say yem fake ballot papers no. Say na be ye obi betimi ewini. I mean abrofo na mo hwe yen. So what I say amo hwe yen the way you see yen niama edefa. European Union for also ababonten abekasa omo ye meeting kakra at the fire Nigerian election ho ye ba kutie nsem a omo ekan no ebi na answer na results no ebi eba abonten a ye de sa results ni na ebe na ye be hya sia ukopie mu awo Ekiti state a APC onya 201,494 ono na order number 1 sanso na PDP ono so enya 89,554 sanso na LP eno so enya 11,397 ena NNPP enso enya 264 ono ena otwato awo Ekiti state a eno no awo Nigeria otu aso eko Osun state no so ya APC ono onya 343,945 sanso ena PDP also enya 354,360 ono ena owini ewo Osun state oba LP nso ya LP nso enya 23,283 sanso ena NNPP nso enya 713 ono na otwato ewo Osun state nim oko Kwara state a APC enya 263,572 and PDP enso enya 136,909 and LP enya 31,116 and NNPP enya 3,141 ono osanso area ewo Kwara state a no to me say ono the area there as a hey now yes still people will still pay and invest money in elections. Meanwhile, we need to apply say emfa, but what is this scandal? I everything scandal be a juma ma it create employment and there be a back percent of elections now will be able to say yes ya kona emfa. Ebusia for ko Ondo state APC enya 369,924 ono no odi LED sanso na PDP eda second ono enya 115,463 oba LP enya 4,405 and last one NNPP ono so enya 930 votes tum so ono on the bia obakom boko ebusa for Ogun State no APC LED with 341,554 and odi LED oba ne otosuminu na PDP ono enya 123,831 sanso ena LP enya 83,829 na NNPP nso epusho fe enya 2,200 ono no other tax boko e de amount oko Oyo State APC ena elide with 449,884 ono ena other first so na to sumienu PDP ono enya 182,977 ono ena otoso emienu wo ho na LP abeda miensa na no enya 99,110 so ena NNPP na dia na mekan boko no tato no option boko fe ewoto ehonom ono so enya 4,095 ebusuafo oko Yobe State so APC enya 151,459 ena PDP ena owini ewo Yobe State honum ono no ede 198,000 567 ɛna ɔde LED ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Yobe State hɔnom. LP enya ɛyɛ 2406 ɛna ɛyɛ NNPP enya 18,270 ɛyɛ LP ɛna otwa ato ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Yobe State ɛhɔnom. Oko ɛyɛ Enugu State APC enya 4,772. Sanso ena PDP enya 15,749. LP ena ewini ewo Enugu State ono no ede 428,640 ena odi LED ewo Enugu State ena NNPP nso etwa so boko ono no ede 1,808 edi pushi ọma bibia etim eko kama na okọ the Obolo State na Enyagbo independent say states of all states Nigeria Lagos. APC enya 572,606 ena PDP enya 72,750. Ahon LP ena otumi LED with 582,454 ena odi ewini ewo ho sanso na NNPP nya 8,442 ena odi twat ewo hanom oba Gombe State no so APC enya 146,977 sanso na PDP so enya 319,123 ena odi LED ewo Gombe State ehonom LP enya 26,160 ena NNPP etwa to boko amount 10,520. So far when na update abeto abontinya from the various states omode results na akwakonkoma INEC no wo Nigeria meche election commissioner ka obaga na ye beka no omotimi akwa present results no de akwa omode abeto abontin ebusuafo European Union edrom ye meeting kakra na mo kasa de afa election Nigeria for having now abeto abontin mo chese wo hwe election the course Nigeria na free and fair election ankoso iti say INEC and various parties and so better na masa conduct another fair election. What did you say European Union from be?
Still in Abuja, where European Union election observers are giving their report on the ongoing Nigeria election.
Our country. As regards making a difference, each election observation mission stands on its own merits. So we deployed here in early January and we began our process then. Nevertheless, our methodology means that we come back sometimes within 3 or 4 years to examine whether or not the previous missions' conclusions and recommendations are leading to actual implementation. And the previous mission came back a year ago and examined the 30 recommendations and found that 13 of them were already implemented or partially implemented, which is, I think, indicative that we do make a difference, that our efforts serve to deepen the roots of democracy here in Nigeria, and we think it's the investment of time and expertise of our core team, our long-term observers, is appreciated, and if there is criticism, it is received in the spirit in which it's given, which is a mutual respect and an insistence on standards of democracy, which Nigeria already aligns itself to, and the standards that are contained in legislation here in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, the Chief Observer. We'll take more questions, if there are more questions.
Just one here.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Chiamaka Okafor. I work for Premium Times. I have a few questions. First is to Mr. Andrews. In your speech, you made mention of lack of transparency and proper planning from INEC. I would like you to expatiate on that. And to the head of the EP delegation, talked about instigation of violence and, of course, violence through the process on Saturday. Two questions there. Are you concerned about post-election violence? Did you get that? Post-election violence. And then secondly, like your counterparts, the US and the UK, there's been a promise to impose visa bans and sanctions on people who are found culpable for instigating violence through this process. Are you also looking at that too for political parties or political actors who are found guilty? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. On the transparency, one of the we first of all we acknowledge that INEC had to conduct this election in challenging circumstances, and we are very conscious that the Electoral Act provides a very important legislative basis and framework that instilled a lot of trust in INEC in the run-up to the election from political participants and encouraged many people to take part. However, the publication of figures in relation to permanent voting cards and how they had been distributed across polling units was not made available. The information about the distribution of permanent voting cards across states was made available very late in the process, so that it was very difficult for civil society members of the public here in Nigeria to verify or in any way audit the accuracy of those PVC numbers. And clearly that goes to the transparency of the election, and it is an area which we have noted in our preliminary statement. I'll just mention I'll let Evan speak to the question that was directed to her on security in due course. But on visa bans, the mandate of this mission is of any sort. We're here simply to observe the mission. That's a matter for the European Union, the European Council. We are aware that other jurisdictions have made those calls, but it doesn't fall within the mandate of this mission whatsoever. It would be considered an interference in the process. We're here simply to do that, and that's what has engendered a high degree of trust and credibility on the type of findings, conclusions and recommendations that we make. So I'll hand over, Evan, if you want to address the question about security.
Thank you very much, Barry, and thank you for the question. As stated in the statement, we of course condemn all kind of violence that have taken place. And we also call on all actors to adhere and respect the rules that are in place, and in any case of any disputes, that all disputes are sorted out through legal procedures. So this is our call on all actors in Nigeria, that all disputes should be sorted out through legal procedures, and we hope that everybody will respect and adhere to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are still taking more questions, please. Yes, please go ahead. Introduce yourself and the media.
My name is Bale Musa, report for Deutsche Welle Radio. Sandu, if you are going to give this election, put it on the scale, if you are going to give it a rate, what's going to be your mark on it?
The question was, what mark would we give to the election? Now, our methodology doesn't allow for anything as clear as a mark. You can give a mark to me as performing as a chief observer, if you wish. But so we judge and we assess criteria around election observation. And also on the criteria that are contained in international conventions, like the Convention on Civil and Political Rights that Nigeria is a signatory to, and against the legislative framework that applies here in Nigeria. So, and I also want to emphasize that we're midway through the process, that collation and tabulation is still going on as we speak in other parts of Abuja and across the country. So it would be, it's certainly not something that we would do in any circumstances, but we try to assess the election on the basis of inclusivity, on transparency and credibility, and we'll continue to gather up information as time goes on. Thank you.
Thank you again. Do we have more questions?
All right, that's Barry Andrews, Chief Observer with the European Union Election Observers, the European Mission, giving their observations.
Omo edi nkomo ede afa Nigeria omo election on pe eno na former president edema Nigeria ani din ede Obasanjo Obasanjo mudini de mpachiye me Nigeria ni ntimpacho so na beti ni bia na wabomode na wahye ho den na yeso yahye ho den e wa hanim say Obasanjo ono so e de nsem bi ebeto abonten o chese wo hwe resource a eye aba abonten na ono hu ni say ne kure ba ko sempo nim nti ebe ye say o san so akondat eye election ni bi so na ebe ye a pepeye ebetime ba anya saa de a and na onim na ebetime esi because the way our youth ni any esi abreno ede ebeye ama eyesa electoral commission wona usual say nkobasa conduct election foforo so na ebeye free and fair obi ko to aba ye nka there be and to mesimesi there be ebeye yesa conduct free and fair election foforo so na ebeye pepeye beti aba ono sensema ono to gani any
an appeal for caution and rectification. Nigerian brothers and sisters, greetings to you all. I am constrained to speak at this point, and I crave the indulgence of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency General Muhammadu Buhari, to make this statement because I've had opportunity to keep him aware of what I know is happening and the danger looming ahead. On many occasions in the past, I have not hesitated to point out lacuna in the action of the President and his government. But as far as the election issues that we are now facing are concerned, the President has proved beyond reasonable doubt that he will want to leave a legacy of free, fair, transparent, and credible elections. Until last Saturday night, February 25th, 2023, the good and noble plan and preparation for the elections seem to be going well. For the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, a lot of money was spent to introduce bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and the server for immediate transmission of results from polling units. It is no secret that INEC officials at operational level have been allegedly compromised to make what should have worked not work and to revert to manual transmission of results, which is manipulated and the results doctored. The chairman of INEC may claim ignorance, but he cannot fold his hands and do nothing when he knows that election process has been corrupted and most of the results that are brought outside BVAS and server are not true reflection of the will of Nigerians who have made their individual choice. At this stage, we do not need wittingly or unwittingly to set this country on fire with the greed, irresponsibility, and unpatriotic act of those who allegedly gave money to INEC officials for perversion and those who collected the blood money. Let me appeal to the chairman of INEC, if his hands are clean, to save Nigeria from the looming danger and disaster which is just waiting to happen. If the chairman can postpone elections 4 days to the election 4 years ago, He can do everything to rectify the errors of the last 2 days. No beavers, no result to be acceptable. And no uploading through server, no result to be acceptable. Whereas beavers and servers have been manipulated or rendered inactive, such result, where beavers and servers have been manipulated or rendered inactive, such results must be declared void and inadmissible for election declaration. Chairman INEC, I have thought that you will use this wonderful opportunity to mend your reputation and character for posterity. Your Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari, tension is building up, and please let all elections that do not pass the credibility and transparency test be cancelled and be brought back, with areas where elections were disrupted, for next Saturday, March 4, 2023. And beavers and saver officials be changed. To know which stations or polling units were manipulated, let a committee of INEC staff and representatives of the 4 major political parties with the chairman of Nigeria Bar Association look into what must be done to have hitch-free elections next Saturday. Mr. President, may your plan and hope for leaving a legacy of free, fair, transparent, and credible election be realized. Mr. President, please don't let anybody say to you that it does not matter or it is the problem of INEC. On no account should you be seen as part of the collusion or compromise. When the die is cast, it will be your problem as the chief executive of this country and that of the nation. Chairman of INEC may sneak out of the country or go back to his ivory tower. Your Excellency, thank you for hearing me out. Compatriot Nigerians, please exercise patience until the wrong is righted. I strongly believe that nobody will toy with the future and fortune of Nigeria at this juncture. Long live Nigeria.
Former president Edema Nigeria Akasa area no APC flag bearer no ono so eden na nsem bi ebeto abonte say one chire Dr. Paul Eneche din de asemi hu shede hu bobat e be hye ho de e wo ho sai the din no Dr. Paul Enechi ono no APC flag bearer no e kire say omo arresting because oka hu bi na sa mentem wase basabasa ye no ebi ekokoso e wo other state nim nti e be ya aban enkoche no ono so nsema odo to dwane bi eni.
I'm particularly concerned and call on the state security services and the Nigeria police force to immediately restrain persons such as Melaye, Momodu, and a certain pastor Paul Eneche of Dunamis Church. They should be restrained from their clear calls to violence. Melaye's tweets threatening violence, Momodu going on TV to announce the purported winner, and engages hate speech from the pulpit clearly violate every law of the land. They should not go scot-free. When failure stared them in the face, rather than accepting the outcome with dignity like good Democrats would, some sore losers began shopping for ways to cut corners or scuttle the process. We have seen so many doctored results giving false victory to the Labour Party in places where it performed abysmally.
They are citizens of Nigeria. They have the right to talk when things are going wrong. Nigerian leaders, getting them arrested is not enough. Get ready to arrest all the whole Nigerians. You people should go and repent and give your life to God.
Results in Naba Abontin area. Based on states I represent results no I can know one Nigeria because some electoral commission results on the battle abontin and member actually or say from 692 submitted out of 774 states I don't want Nigeria no results in the APC enya 6,570,782 PDP enya 4,956,410 Sanso na ye LP enya 3,301,182 ena NNPP enya 1,481,644 so Osha State almost representing almost out of that 692 submissions results are electoral commission of Nigeria and the beto abonten and mabo ede actual ebusafo yeni edi updating enyina echiyaze ehun updating ebebe so mo de results never abonten final results no abeto abonten ya na and also on be declare winner na ya dey update everybody but man say obe subscribe to the channel no so na be updating na no won sa everything aka na